Hey, remember, Muhammad Ali was not liked when he was still fighting. He was hated because he spoke out about civil injustice.
Turn that shit off. Beat manipulation. This moisture must mean precipitation or perspiration. Terminal velocity.
What's up, party people? Hey, before that video even start, hit that like button, subscribe, and join the notification gang. Hashtag Bronx Bombers. Let's get it. Alright, so recently I've had something brought to my attention. I didn't even know this. I'm giving big ups to Ticket TV. Check that channel out. He got a kind of dope channel. He's always talking civil rights concepts, and he's always trying to expose coons, and he's very, very entertaining, and he's pretty good with sports too, especially if you watch basketball. So check him out, Ticket TV. That's what it is. All right, so he brought to my attention about the black police officers, or the police officers in general. I don't want to say black police officers because I'm pretty sure there was police officers there that were not just black. But he brought to my attention the police officers that got together in support of Colin Kaepernick. These police officers are from the NYPD also. So I just want to point out, a lot of people, they hate police officers. Look, man, just like there's good teachers, just like there's good freaking truck drivers, just like there's good whatever you have, there's the bad also. We can't decide that since we come in contact with some corrupt MFers that all the MFers is corrupt. You understand? Like we can't decide that. That's one-sided thinking. You understand what I'm saying? That's just not fair. You know, only Siths deal in absolutes. Anyway, dozens of current and retired officers from NYPD rallied on Saturday morning to support Colin Kaepernick. So the support came because he's obviously, in a lot of people's belief, mine also, that he's kind of being barred from the league because of his political views. And they all had on black t-shirts, and the t-shirts had hashtag I'm with Cap on it in uppercase letters. It looks like Cap, spelled K-A-P. I call him Captain America, by the way, just so everybody can know. I call him Captain America. America was created, or our whole entire Revolutionary War was based on rebelling. Something being one way, you saying that's not right, you're suppressing us, and then I'm not even gonna say us because it wasn't even a us at this point. I'm black, so it wasn't a us. But the people who were being suppressed decided to rebel against the oppressors. That's what America is about. So all of these people saying athletes need to keep their mouth shut about civil injustice, it's like, yeah, you're sounding like a Nazi. Like, I'm not accusing you of being a Nazi. I'm not saying you're a Nazi. But you're sounding like a Nazi. That's all I'm saying. You might not be intending on sounding like a Nazi. But, yeah, you are sounding like a Nazi. Or maybe you're just sounding like the 1%, and you're just mirroring what the 1% would say. That could be the case, but you're absolutely sounding like a Nazi. So they had these shirts, black shirts that they wore that said hashtag I'm with Cap on the front of them. Frank Serpico, for everybody that doesn't know, there was a movie that came out in the 70s called Serpico, and it was basically based on this police officer. I think Gene Hackman played him, if I'm not incorrect. I need to check that out. This is just me going off of my movie knowledge at this point. I think Gene Hackman played Serpico. I could be incorrect about that though. But there was a movie that came out called Serpico, and it was about a police officer in New York City that was fighting against and exposing police corruption. He was there. Okay? And I'm letting you know right now, that guy ain't black. So obviously there's people that are not colored people, are not the black and brown people of America, that understand that there's a problem. When you tell somebody that they can't speak about injustices done to their people, about injustices done to any people, me being a black man, I should be able to speak out about injustices if they were being done to white people, because we are all American, supposedly. So any American should have the right to speak out about injustices done against any other American. Now, the thing that I'm a little like I don't know about is when we start speaking about shit that is in other countries. Because, I was always taught that you got to take care of your home before you start looking at other people's houses. And America's supposed to be our home. So when you tell somebody that they can't speak out about people being senselessly murdered, it's like, come on, like you sounded like a Nazi. I'm not saying you are a Nazi, but you're sounding like one. Anyway, some of the speakers included Jermaine D. Williams. He's a Democrat of Brooklyn. He linked the backlash against Colin Kaepernick's gesture. No team has signed a quarterback this season. Like, that's crazy because Colin Kaepernick is not a bad quarterback. And just a couple of seasons ago, he took a team to the Super Bowl. This is crazy. And the thing that kills me about all of this is it was nonviolent. He really wasn't even speaking out. He was just kneeling, and then somebody actually came to him and asked him what he was doing after he had been doing it for quite some time. And they said, "Hey, why are you always kneeling?" And he said, "Well, I'm kneeling because of this and this and that." He didn't run to the media and say, "I'm gonna protest." He was just doing something internally for himself. The media came and latched onto it, which they are supposed to do. This is not a knock on the media. Obviously, me vying to be a bigger part of it. This is not a knock on the media. But what I'm saying is that Colin Kaepernick didn't say, "Hey, look at me, look at me, look at me," and draw the attention to himself. There was people doing their actual job that noticed what he was doing and then performed the tasks that their jobs entailed. Now, the way that everybody around the situation gravitated to it can be the way in which it was, the information was disseminated. You have major media markets, major media players that when they speak about the Colin Kaepernick situation, yes, they might have 2 or 3 guys that speak positively about it. Like, this is something that attention needs to be brought on. But then they have these, I don't really want to call them coons, but they have these coons and they have these overt racists that they're bashing Colin Kaepernick and saying that his fight is something other than what it is. Let's just be honest with what Colin Kaepernick's fight is. Colin Kaepernick's fight is because he is against the senseless murder of innocent civilians, of innocent Americans. That's what he's against. He's not against the soldiers. He's not against America. He's not saying down with America, anarchy. He's not saying any of that. He's saying too many of our people, our American people, are being senselessly murdered. And I don't want to stand for a flag that isn't going to at least try to hold the people accountable that's doing the murdering. Once again, people say, I keep hearing the racists on Twitter. This is how you know somebody's a racist. When you say, when you say, "Oh man, we don't like that the police are killing blacks." The first thing the racist is going to say is, "Well, blacks kill each other." What kind of shit is that? Whites kill each other too. So does that give me the right to go out, kill a white person and then not be held accountable for it? Go to not even have charges brought up on me? Is that what that means? Because I know for a fact that since the existence of America happened, at least one white person has killed at least one other white person. That's why that logic is racist thinking. Anyone that says that, this is just so y'all know, anybody that says that, you could do 2 things. You could just spar with them for fun, because they're going to say some of the most retarded, ridiculous things after that statement. I mean, no statement is going to be more ridiculous than that statement, but they're going to make some retarded, ridiculous statements after that. So you could spar with them for fun, or just realize who you're talking to. Somebody who just does not like you. And it has nothing to do with the content of your character. And just move on. That's it. So, these members of law enforcement came together. And it was a peaceful demonstration, just like Colin Kaepernick's demonstrations have been. And they rallied. And all I got to do is say big up to the NYPD officers that showed up there. It would be such a blessing if somehow we could get a list of these individuals' names. And if some of these individuals, especially the person, whoever put it together, whoever put this together, we need to get them on the Tonight Show or something, or some kind of forum where they could express why they did what they did. And so that this could be even a bigger conversation. And so we can stop making this about Colin Kaepernick. This is about people being killed. And most notably by police officers. That's why this is such a big deal, that actual police officers did this. That's why it's a big deal. See, yes, I know this video is long right now. You got people that's like, oh man, how much longer is he going to talk? But you got to understand the significance of what just happened. Colin Kaepernick was kneeling because of police officers killing people. That's why he was kneeling. He wasn't kneeling for any other reason. I mean, yeah, he don't want regular civilians killing civilians either. But he was kneeling because of police officers killing civilians. Now you have the NYPD get together, police officers, in support. Sergeant Raymond says, they said he disrespected law enforcement. Well, I'm law enforcement, and he didn't disrespect me. I want to know what y'all guys think about this. Let me hear y'all comments down below. Everybody want to comment on my videos about the nonsense and the funny videos. Don't get me wrong. I mean, some of the videos is funny, but this is some serious mess. I want to hear what y'all comments is on this. All right. So like, comment, subscribe. If you have not joined the notification gang yet, you playing yourself. Hashtag Bronx Bombers. I love y'all. That's all I got on this one. I'm out.